Hey everybody, I just want to make a short video to help you make a virtual sign out sheet for your classroom. This will allow your students to, if they're in your actual room here live, they can quickly sign out, go somewhere like the bathroom, and then come back and sign back in. And there's no paper, there's no arguing, it's just there it is. And you have that record forever. So the first thing I want to do is show you what it looks like from the kids' perspective. So the way I have this set up is I wanted it to be quick to find, easy to find, and not get lost in the stream. So I created a category in Google Classroom under classwork to for a kid to find it. So if a student is in a Google Classroom, they can click on the classwork button, come over to the left under topics. I've named my topic virtual sign out, but you can name it whatever you want, sign out, sign in, something like that. I'll click on that, and the only thing in the topic is the Google form that I've created for them to sign in and out. So if the kid clicks it, there's only 3 questions. Last name, comma, first name. I do this because it's easy to sort, but you can do it whatever way you want. You can say first name, last name, it doesn't really matter. So let's say the kid's name is Johnny Smith. Why do we always pick that name when we're Johnny Smith, Sally something or whatever? Okay, so the student is got their name. Are they leaving or returning? Well, the first time they do this, they're going to have to click on that they're leaving. Destination, let's say Johnny's going to the bathroom. He clicks submit. He leaves. Google Forms automatically records the date and the time that he clicked leave. So student leaves, goes, does his thing, does her thing, comes back into the classroom, and their Chromebook is open. And this form, this page is the last thing that was open, which is convenient because now the student can just submit another response. Now, if for some reason they close their Chromebook or it went to another screen for some reason, or they closed it, they can just go back to Google Classroom and they can find that form again. So they're gonna fill out this form one more time, and it's going to be their name, Johnny Smith. Now this time he's returning. He went to the bathroom, submit, and that's pretty easy for a kid. They should be able to handle that. Now, I'd like to show you how to do this, but before I do, let me just say that you also are given in Google Forms, you are given the ability to look at that data. So the way you find that is you go to your drive, and the form I just filled out, remember that a Google form can be used by the owner of that form as a user or an editor. If you were to try to go into this Google form through Google Classroom, it'll treat you like a user. In other words, I would be filling this form out and I can't edit the form from here. But if I go into this form through the drive, now I'm an editor. And what this will give you is this button up here on the top that says questions or responses. So if you're familiar with Google Forms, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, just realize, don't get confused, just realize that you're either an editor or a user. And you really want to be an editor in this case because you want to see the responses. So if I click on responses, I can see, just like you would with questions you put on a form. But really the key here is this little green button that says view responses in Sheets, Google Sheets. I'm going to click it, and it'll create a Google Sheet. And it will actually keep this Google Sheet and populate the information in here as this form ages. So this will never be deleted. It'll always just keep adding information to this. So on the left, I can see these are the tests I've done here on November 2nd, and here are the times, the kid's name, where they went, returning or leaving. So you can quickly see how long a kid was in or out. So I think that's convenient. It's nice, and you never have to worry about this until you need to look at it. So I hope that's clear. How do you make this Google form? Well, basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to Drive, and you're going to go to Forms. All right, you're going to create a form. Start with a blank form. I'm going to call this, let's say room. Nah, I don't want to call it room. I want to call it sign in, sign out. I don't know what I want to call it. Sign out slash sign in. Something easy. If I click up here, it'll automatically populate the name of the document with the description I put here, the name I put here. Question number 1 is going to be a short answer. This is the name. And it doesn't matter if you say first name, last name, or last name, first name. It's your preference, but I like to say last name, first name. You know, if I ever decide I want to sort the data in my Google Sheet, then I can do it easily because I have alphabetical names. So in the Google Google Sheets that you've created, you can actually sort this data, right? So that's for another conversation. Anyway, first name, last name, it's required. I'm going to add another question. This question is, are you leaving or are you returning? And this would be, I'm going to just say, are you leaving or returning? It's an easy question for kids to answer. The first option is leaving, signing out, and this is returning. There's no confusion as to what it is. I'm going to click that as required. Their third question is destination, and I just thought if you just say the word destination, and you can say whatever you want, but it's easy for kids. I'm going to click multiple choice. And here are your destinations, right? Most commonly, kids go to the bathroom. I always try to put the most popular option at the top. The second one, let's say nurse. There's no lockers anymore. I suppose that when we come back from COVID and we have lockers again, we could modify this form, and then you'll have lockers on here. You wouldn't need to do anything else except for modify this. Let's see, what else could they be doing? They could be going, hopefully they don't have to, but maybe they're going to go to student affairs. And then if you're a really nice teacher, you might let them go to the main office once in a while. Go see Mr. Oliver. I think that maybe you should also add an add other button just in case there's something you didn't think of and that you want to make sure that you've recorded. Those are the only 3 questions. Make sure they're all 3 required questions, and you're done. So what you do here is go to the gear, click the gear. If you're unfamiliar with how forms work, I've had some trouble in the past with this box being clicked because if a kid's not using a Chromebook and they're not logged into their school account, it doesn't work. But here's the thing, no kid is going to be using any other device except for a Chromebook to do this. So I think you can leave this box checked just in case as an insurance policy. If you ever have a problem, just unclick this box, click save, click the send button here. You have the link icon here, the hyperlink. I just click the shorten URL button to make it shorter. I copy it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create in my Google Classroom a space for this to be. And I want the kid to find it easily. I don't want it to be in the stream, lost in the stream, pushed way down. I want them to find it quickly. Like we showed you in a few minutes ago, it was in the categories section over here. But remember that in order to see those categories, they have to click on classwork. So classwork, here are my topics. I just call them categories, but really they're topics. Here are the topics I have. And in the stream, you don't see those. It just is the order in which you have your assignments. But basically, if I go to classwork and I hit create, then I'm going to hit material. When I create a material, I'm going to call it whatever I want. I'm going to say, sign out, sign in. I copied the link from the form. I put that in to the link. I suppose you could search in Google Drive to find that same form, doesn't matter. And it has this here. It says link. Let's see, make sure it's the right one. I'm going to click it and it's sign in, sign out, sign in. All right, so it's the correct link. Okay, back to Google Classroom. And I can add this to all my classes and post it. And I'm also going to choose the topic. The topic would be the virtual sign out room 107. That way, when I actually post it, the kid will be able to find it. So you just post it, and there it will be. I hope that that was clear, and hope that that was helpful and useful to you. If you have any questions, I'd love to help you. If you think that I can help you, let me know. So, all right, have a great day.